real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Sharon Budd was married to the defendant for 18 years until he turned their children into spy kids because he thought Sharon was cheating. Sharon claims her ex even took their daughter with him to follow Sharon around, and she's suing him today for breaching their divorce decree. Defendant David Budd insists Sharon was cheating on him, and his oldest daughter was the one who told him about the affair. David says he even caught Sharon at a hotel with another man, and he denies owing for the amount Sharon is suing for.
Tell me what's happening.
Well, Judge Mathis, me and Mr. Budd were married for about 18 years. However, for the last 6 years of our marriage, they weren't going very well. Just like in any typical marriage, we had some issues with communication, intimacy, financial issues.
What do you mean typical marriage? Doyle got plenty of money and he's a good lover. Let his wife tell him. You have intimacy problems in your marriage?
Not today.
Not today, that's right.
Well, Judge, I have proof of that's a little opposite of that.
That most marriages have those issues.
No, that he's a good lover.
Oh, all right, go right ahead. He had intimacy problems. He had money problems.
No, we did.
Okay, go ahead.
I tried to stay, into the relationship as much as I could, basically for the children. However, I started going out, doing my thing with friends, while he did his own thing with his friends, golf leagues and things of that nature. We were both fine with each other's outside activities until Mr. Budd started getting suspicious, and basically he turned our teenage children into Spy Kids 3.
How so?
He had our oldest daughter basically figure out my code to privacy into my phone, and to my understanding, when I would go to sleep at night, him or her would take the phone and actually go in there and check my text messages, look at my photos.
The children?
Yes. He even took this daughter here that she can attest to, that he decided, Brittany, let's go, we want to go on an adventure? And she said, well, what are you talking about? And he said, well, let's go see if your mother's saying what she's doing. Let's go see where she is. So he proceeded to take our teenage daughter to follow me around the city to see if I was
Make her part of you all's conflict.
Yes.
Sir, what do you want to tell me?
Well, yes, Your Honor. We were married for 18 years. She was cheating on me.
That is incorrect.
My oldest daughter did see some text messages. She informed me what was happening.
Did you recruit them to get involved in your marital
All I asked my oldest daughter to do was to find out her passcode.
So yeah, you got her involved in your mess with your wife.
That's all. But my daughter also informed me about previous text messages that she had seen my wife have. My oldest daughter is the one that told me about the affair that she was having.
She observed it?
No, she didn't observe it. She saw a text message and she got suspicious.
Okay, and
So
she
brought
came
her
to say,
suspicions
Dad, I think Mom is cheating?
Exactly.
Okay, and so you said, well, if you think that, help me confirm?
No, not really.
She had to get the passcode for you, sir.
Yes, she did get the passcode for me.
That's the biggest help.
Excuse
Otherwise,
me,
you wouldn't have seen any
confirm
text
Judge.
message.
He did not confirm it. He tried to use adultery as a grounds for our divorce. He did not have the proof, so that grounds was dropped.
Who initiated the divorce and why?
Actually, I told him in February that I had had enough and that I was leaving with the children, but I was going to wait to June for them to finish
Was there
school.
any particular incident?
Yes, something did happen.
What?
On particular evenings, she would go out and dance with her coworkers, and usually they were always scheduled in advance. Well, this one particular evening, I was coming home, and two of my children were away for the evening, and my daughter, that's sitting here in the courtroom, was home for that evening by herself. So when I got home, she had already gone out. It was a spur of the moment type of thing. She said she was going out. I said, okay. So this was after the months I've already decided that something is happening here. So I said, Brittany, ride along with me. I'm not going to leave you here at home by yourself. You're only 13 years old. So she drove with me. We went to the bar to see if she was there. Her car was not there. So I said, let me stop one other place and see if her car's there. Her car was there. I didn't know what room it was in, so we sat there for 2 hours, waited for her to come out. Finally, after 2 hours, they walked out, the two of them together. I approached them, and I said, "What are you doing?" She says, "Oh, I was out here dancing." "In a hotel room?"
In the ballroom, sir, of the hotel. A lot of hotels have ballrooms.
Yeah, they do.
Go ahead.
Not this particular hotel.
Okay.
So then I turned around and walked away.
Okay. You want to say anything about that? And then we're going to get to the breach of contract you're suing your ex-husband over.
No, that is correct. He did see me at a hotel. Came out. He said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I came here after dancing." But nothing happened. And actually, nothing did happen at that particular time. I called a bluff to somebody that I had an attraction to. He said, "Are you going to go downtown dancing?" I said, "No, let's go to a hotel." And he called my bluff. And when we got there, we decided that our 10-year friendship was more important than getting involved at that point. Because I was, of course, married, and he was also involved with somebody, in addition to we worked together. So we just thought it wasn't a good situation at that point. My daughter was there.
Did you all rent a room?
Yes.
Did you all go into that room?
Yes, I did.
Did you even sit on the bed?
Yeah.
Did you lay on the bed?
Yes.
Did you take your clothes off?
No. Basically, he called my bluff. We decided, he said, "This isn't a good idea. We don't think we should be doing this. It will ruin our friendship."
After you got in the bed?
After we were in the room, yes. We stayed
On
there,
the bed.
we talked, yes. There's not much, there wasn't much in the hotel room besides a TV, a bed, a chair, and, you know.
I know, and you knew that when you were checking
Yes.
in. You knew where you were going to have to be.
Yes, I
You knew
did.
you were going to have to be in the bed, bluff or not.
Right?
All right, good enough. As long as he bought the story, it's all right with me.
Just like in any typical marriage, we had some issues with communication, intimacy, financial issues.
What do you mean,
So,
typical marriage? Dog got plenty of money and he's a good lover. Let his wife tell him. You have intimacy problems in your marriage?
Not today.
Not today, that's right.
Plaintiff Sharon Budd is suing her ex-husband, who claims their daughter told him that Sharon was having an affair.
Breach of contract, how does he owe you for that?
basically, as part of our divorce judgment, Mr. Budd is required to pay half of all the kids' activities up until $250 per
You have
children.
the divorce decree, anyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me see it.
So, there you go. In addition to that, because I pay all the medical expenses and everything for the children, he's required to pay 50% of any unpaid fees. So basically, Mr. Budd, I asked him for the money and he doesn't pay, or he outright said no on a couple things that I was suing him for. So that's why we're here in court. He has a habit of not fulfilling his
What specifically
financial
has he failed to pay?
I paid for my son's braces. After my medical deduction, I paid $2,300, so half of that is the $1,154. The school activities, both our girls are attending prom this year, so I bought their prom dresses, I bought their prom tickets.
Does it say anything in the divorce decree about that?
Yeah, it says school. He's supposed to pay school activities.
The parties have agreed for each school year period, each party will contribute up to $250 per child per school year.
Correct.
So you're saying he failed to pay his $250?
That is correct.
All right. Senior trip, prom, and wrestling camp, totaling how much?
The prom dresses, both of them were $350, so his half is $175. The softball trip was $440, so he owes $220 for that. Prom tickets were $150, so $75 for those, and then the wrestling camp that my son attends was $160, so his portion is $80 for a total judgment of $1,704.
Sir?
Those receipts are supposed to be delivered to me. I only have receipts for a couple wrestling camps and the receipt for the braces. And for as far as the softball trip goes, the total cost for the softball trip was only $400. So half of that should only be $200.
You paid nothing?
I have paid nothing, but I didn't see all the receipts until
How
after.
many, did you see any receipts
I have seen
regarding that?
I have received receipts after, yes, regarding this.
Have you paid the half for all the receipts you have received?
No, I have not.
Why? if that's your excuse for not paying today.
And according to the divorce decree, I have 30 days to pay that.
None of these have been within 30 days.
Some of them have, yes.
Okay, so why is that your defense now?
Because she brought the suit upon...
You sound like a deadbeat.
No,
You've admitted to receiving several receipts. You've paid 0. Why didn't you pay at least the half of the ones you received? Because I get 30 days to do it. I believe her, period. First, your excuse is she didn't give me the receipts. You haven't paid the half of the receipts you did get. Then your next excuse was, I got 30 days to do it. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff, 1704.
I owe the money, but I need to see receipts. That's part of our divorce plan, and that's how it states.
But what happens when I don't have the money to pay it all up front? He should be therefore providing the money when we know the cost of when their kids are doing something. I shouldn't always have to pay first and then have to sue him to get the half.